Hi, Alex here from Platform. In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you the steps how to create an advanced segment where a contact enters when some specific criteria is matched and when contact leaves when, again, that criteria is not matched for that contact. As you know, when you create segments here, you go on plus and you can create a simple segment, okay? But in order to create an advanced segment, you need to go and use our automation rules. So for this video, I have created 3 segments: form opt-in, which basically is when user opted in, purchased, when user purchased a product, and opted client, which will be our, let's say, advanced segment, and it's gonna only trigger when a user is in these both segments. Let's create that quickly. In order to add a rule, you can come here and click add a rule from the drop down, or you can go automations and automation rules. From there, you click the plus and the page for adding a new rule opens. Okay, so let's give a name for this rule. We're gonna call it advanced entry opted client. Okay, so from here, as you can see, for trigger you can choose variety depending of your needs, what variety of options. In our case, we need the segment. So if someone is added to segment, okay, and another segment, this one. So if user is added in form opt-in, or user is added in purchased, move down, so trigger this rule. Okay, so then we are adding a condition and saying, okay, if the user is subscribed to test project form opt-in, and so we choose and from there we click again segments, we search for segments, is subscribed to purchased. Okay, then move down the road, and the last part here is adding a new action. So what happens? So if a user contact comes to this rule, basically by triggering added to this segment to this one or to that one, we check if those criteria is met, and then here we can choose segment and we go add to segment, and from there we choose opted client and save. So we're going to see this in action quickly. So as you can see, now we have created a new rule here, advanced entry opted client, that never ran. Okay, so if we open it, let's analyze it quickly. For example, so contact is added in form opt-in or purchased, that is when this rule triggers. If the criteria is matched, so the contact exists in both of the segments, add it to the advanced segment. So this is the entry point for the advanced segment, and we can easily test it. Like this is for example a contact, and if I'm going to add, in this case, form opt-in, okay, and we are now, as you can see, on segments only form opt-in. If I'm going to add purchased, okay, and if we refresh this page and go to segments, you're gonna see that opted client basically was added. So this user automatically, based on specific criteria matched, was added to opted client segment. Creating the opposite, so leaving basically these segments, it's a similar process. So you create a rule. So let's go here, leaving advanced segment opted in. So again, we can choose the triggers. Depending, you can choose the triggers for the segments, but also some others. Like let's say if you want to check this when someone clicked an email or something else, then you can still check the case if this is in that segment or not. So in our case, we're gonna just choose added to segment. Let's say not add, but in this case it will be removed. And then we're gonna choose test project. So if he's removed from opt-in, or again segment is removed from purchased. Okay, so in this case we can add, but also we don't need a condition because specific action happened. They were removed from form and purchased, and we know basically that if it is removed from any of them, then we should remove it from segment opted. Okay, so in this case we don't need a condition, but in any event, let's say for example we have another trigger. So let's add a trigger where we say when the user, we can choose purchase, for example, let's say has been cancelled, or we can choose email, click, etc. So if we have another, let's say if we have another trigger, then it's good basically to add a condition and check here basically the criteria of the advanced segment. In this case will be like we choose segment, so contact is not subscribed to segment form opt-in, or again segment, so it's not subscribed to purchased, then remove him from remove contact from segment basically. And that's it. So in this case I'm just going to remove the conditions because we don't need them. We're going to clean this one and also the conditions. Okay, and once a contact is removed from the segment, this form opt-in or purchased, remove him from the client, so save. And here we have leaving advanced segment opted in. Okay, so if we go here, for example, let's quickly refresh the page. Go segments, and just we can remove it from purchased. Okay, so the contact now has been removed from this segment, and if we do a quick refresh and check the segments again, we will see that it was also removed from the opted client because now he doesn't exist basically as a client. He doesn't have the purchase segment. And that is how easily you can create advanced segments with Platformly, and they can help you in even more in-depth segmenting of your contacts. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.